My entire family was in the car when that happened. Yes, it took just one moment for a leisurely Saturday outing to turn into a horrific scene from an action movie. Yet, I learned something out of it. I learned a lot of leadership tips and I learned something about life itself. Today in this video, I'm going to share them all with you. 2 weeks ago, on a bright sunny Saturday, we decided to have a car picnic. You see, a car picnic is a picnic where you are actually packing food and you're going to eat it in the car as you drive along, because we didn't want to get out anywhere. We were meandering through the scenic roads on our way to Dhulikhel, 1 hour away from Kathmandu. We were singing in the car, we were having so much fun gorging on chips and the occasional apple. And suddenly, bang! A huge loud suddenly shook us all up. My husband, you see, is one of the safest drivers I know. However, that day, in a moment of human error, in a moment when he tried to save his son, we had banged into the truck right in front of us. For the first few moments, my husband was shell-shocked. He couldn't move at all, he was still. I personally could feel my entire body shivering inside, and my knees, they felt like they were made of jelly. My son, who was in the back seat, was crying unconsolably. The first reaction for each one of us was to check our bodies to see if we had suffered any damage at all. Apparently things were okay, but we were extremely mindful of any pains and aches that might come in later. We were just trying to figure out and just fathom what happened, and then we noticed them. Around 100 people had gathered around our car within milliseconds, and all these people had their phones taken out. These people were looking at us and taking our videos without any permission or anything at all. Everyone now was a journalist. Everyone now was a car expert. I saw all these people pointing their cameras at us without any concern for us. They wanted to know if the airbags had come out. They wanted to know what kind of an engine we had. They wanted to know whether the tires had skidded or what had happened. Even before we had actually managed to understand and to basically fathom what had happened with us, before we managed to get out of the car, all these people were swarming around us like ants get attracted to chocolate. Everyone was a journalist, everyone was a car expert, and nobody cared about us. That is when I learnt my first leadership lesson. 90% of the people don't care about anything that's happening around them. They are just there for the entertainment. I realized that this is not true just for a car accident, but even for the government, even for an economy, even for your life, even for my life. Isn't it true? Around 90% of the people that are there are not really adding much to our lives. They are not our supporters, they are not our cheerleaders. They really don't do anything except stay at a distance and watch the show. This is also called the bystander effect in psychology, which means that the more the number of people who witness something negative, the lesser the chances of them coming to actually help. On the other hand, if there was just one person who witnessed an accident, the chances of him or her coming to help would be much higher. You can also explain it like this: everybody's work is nobody's work. That day I realized that honestly, so many people in the world around us are just bystanders. In fact, even each one of us is. We're bystanders for certain people and we're extremely passionate about the others. After some time, a group of 6 boys came to us. They asked us if we needed something, if we needed water. They asked my husband if he needed help to take the car to another location. My husband gladly said yes, and these 6 boys helped to push him to take the car. They navigated us and they took the car to a safe petrol pump. That taught me my second leadership lesson. 7 to 8% of all people are doers. They are the ones who will come out and support you. They are the ones who are the entrepreneurs, the leaders, the ones who take a country forward, the ones who want to change things, the ones who want to make an impact. These doers are the ones that are genuinely important for any kind of progress to happen. These doers can also be people in your life, people who support you, your colleagues, your closest family members who are there, rock solid, supporting you every step of the way. Always appreciate these doers. Understand where these doers come from. These doers are people that are putting in effort to help you in any way they can. Try to support your doers. Try to support the doers in the economy around you. If not, be a doer. Become somebody who gets change. Become somebody who's an entrepreneur, a leader, somebody who really wants to change the world by themselves and not want to be a mute spectator watching the show. After some time, we saw a lady. We were at the petrol pump and an old lady just trotted by. She could not even walk very comfortably. She knocked on the window where I was sitting holding my son, and she asked, as I pulled my window down, "Babu thik cha?" in Nepali, which means, "Is the son okay?" You see, where the car had crashed was a very small community, and within moments word had spread that there was a car accident and a young child was crying in the back seat of the car. This lady had actually walked 20 minutes from her house with that limp to ask about his well-being. That's when I realized my third leadership lesson. Around 2 to 3% of people actually genuinely care. These are your cheerleaders. These are the people who may not be able to contribute much in terms of real physical support, but these are the ones who are going to be there for you emotionally. These are the ones whose words, whose presence just makes you feel better on a bad day. These are the ones you should hold extremely close to you. These are your family. These are my family. Almost half my family stays in another country. Yet just the fact that I know that they exist makes my existence so much easier. Just hearing their words on a difficult day, on a long day, makes me feel so much more calm. These are your cheerleaders. Hold them extremely close. Hug them often whenever you can. These are the people who also help to take economy forward by supporting the doers. They are the thinkers. They are the ones who support the people who actually work. Try to be one of them if you can't be a doer yourself. After that accident, we came back home. And at home, the fourth lesson and the life lesson struck me. You see, as a child, I used to love collecting erasers. It was my absolute favorite hobby in the world. When I became older, instead of erasers, I started collecting stickers. But today, if you ask me where those very precious erasers and where those very precious stickers are, I have absolutely no idea. You see, I kept on saving them up for a better day. I kept on saving them up for another day when I would really use them. However, today, I don't know where they are. And that better day, that one day that I would use them and experience joy, never ever came. When I looked into my cupboard a few days ago after the accident, I realized that I'm doing the same thing with some of my clothes now, with some of my perfumes. I'm saving them for a better occasion, for a more befitting occasion. But what can be a more befitting occasion than life? And what am I waiting for? You see, each one of us has these things. We hope to do something another time and we don't do it right now. Planning for the future is great, but not at the expense of curbing your small desires, not at the expense of not living enough today. So I suggest to each one of you, take out those scented candles. Take out that piece of jewelry you haven't worn for a long time. Take out that novelty box of chocolates and maybe take out your favorite heirloom clothes, because who knows whether tomorrow will come or not. But today, make the most of everything you have. So this accident taught me an invaluable life lesson and definitely some leadership lessons. But what is my biggest takeaway is that I must be there, and I must thank all my doers who support me physically and all the cheerleaders who support me mentally and emotionally. If you have any cheerleaders in your life, tag them to thank them for all that they've done for you.